Hey, how you going? It's Donna here, and a bit of an update on how I'm going with my animal energy healing course. Um, we're starting to learn about dowsing. So I've bought myself this really cool pendulum, and the first time I tried to do it, it was actually, I think it was just yesterday, I did it, and because like you're taught how to program your pendulum to make sure that when it's spinning to my right, so it'd probably be your left, when it's spinning to the right, it means yes. And then if it's spinning to the left, it means no. And swinging to and fro is neutral. And we've had to program our pendulums to do that. And yeah, so we learn a lot about how to prepare yourself to do a dowsing session. A lot of it, you've got to make sure that you're prepared, you're grounded, you're well hydrated, things like that. You've got to sort of make sure that you ask for the light of truth before a session, and there's a few other sort of protocols to make sure you follow. And one thing I thought when I first got this was, oh, cool, I can figure out the cross lotto numbers, but apparently you're not meant to do this for your own benefit, like for your own you know for winning the cross lotto anyway. So bummer. But anyway, so yeah, just been learning this. And yeah, yesterday I tried a session for the first time, and for some reason it started out okay, and then afterwards I just kept getting the pendulum would just keep spinning around at telling me no all the time, and I'm like, something's going on here. But what I realized was that I forgot to ask for the light of truth before I started. And I don't think I was hydrated. Like, being hydrated is really significant factor when you're doing dowsing, apparently. So, and I'd say it's true, because today I did a session and it was all good. Like, I got a really strong, like, I'm holding it too high here. You're meant to sort of hold it down so that your arm or your forearm is sort of at waist level, and you hold the pendulum with your thumb and forefinger like so, pointing downwards, rather than sort of wrapping it around and holding it like that. And yeah, I definitely got answers, because one of the important things to do too is, when you ask a question, is you've got to be able to clear your mind so that you don't influence the answer. And you know what, I know there are people who are going to say, oh, you just spin it, like you think you just spin it yourself. But apparently what happens is we're all connected to the source, we're all connected to universal energy and greater consciousness and all the rest of it. And apparently what happens is that greater consciousness, or your higher self, or whatever sort of comes forth through you, actually affects your neuromuscular system, which will then affect the way that this swings. Because believe me, when I'm doing these sessions, I swing it in neutral, and then I ask the question. Obviously I'm holding it properly, I'm just holding it up high for the camera today, but you ask a question and it definitely gives me either a yes or a no. And believe me, I am not forcing it in any way whatsoever, like as far as me starting to spin it, manually or anything like that. So it's really quite amazing. Who would have thought, huh? I remember doing this a long time ago. I grabbed out just a normal crystal. It wasn't actually a pendulum, it was just sort of a long, slender crystal. And I did try to do the cross lotto numbers. This was many years ago. And obviously it didn't work. But yeah, I'm getting yes and no answers. And I believe today that I have cleansed my cat Phoenix's chakra points. The pendulum was telling me that his 3rd, 4th, 7th and 9th chakras weren't in balance, because apparently animals have 9 to 10 chakras. They have like main chakras, plus they've got these minor chakras as well. I'm just starting to learn. And so, basically what I did was I went through Phoenix's chakra system and asked if each one was in balance. And yeah, obviously when I got to the 3rd one, was it the 3rd? Let me just have a quick look. The 3rd one, the 4th one, the 7th one and the 9th one, the pendulum swang to say no, they weren't in balance. So I just made little statements for each of those chakras. And after the statements, I checked again with the pendulum to find out if those chakras were in balance, and apparently they were after I cleansed them with some just some statements that I made. So pretty cool, huh? Yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you. Like, you know, I remember getting frustrated yesterday because I didn't feel the dowsing was working, and I'm like, oh my God, it's funny. It's funny. You can make one little mistake or have one little mishap and think, oh my God, this obviously isn't for me. What am I doing? What am I thinking doing this course? Like, oh my God. But then you've got to think, then I just had these thoughts afterwards. Well, it was my first proper try at it. And, I obviously forgot a couple things, and, it's a part of learning anything, isn't it? You do make mistakes and you don't get it right for the first few times. But today's session seemed really, really legit and really, really successful. So I'm really proud of that. So I'll leave it at that today. Hope you're all doing well, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.